Hot rodding is a rite of passage for many car aficionados, and their involvement in the hobby charts the course of their lives. From their first car to their dream car, and all the stops in between, generations of Americans have tinkered and doodled with old cars. The recent Goodguys 30th Pacific Northwest Nationals, held at the Washington State Fairgrounds in Puyallup, put all the glory, enthusiasm and attention to detail on display. Whether a pure restoration, period-correct hot rod made with parts from the 50s and 60s, or resto mods that incorporate 21st century technology, rodding is here to stay. Stay tuned and check out some of the hottest rides from the event. 1937 Ford Coupe. Dan Wather made the Northwest trek from Rio Linda, California, which is near the state capital of Sacramento. His 1937 Ford Coupe had the look. Stroker V8. We asked Dan about the car's substance and he popped the hood to reveal a fully dressed Ford 427 Stroker V8 with Arias Hemi heads and the most interesting intake treatment. Money pit. When Dan says he put all his money into his engine, he has proof. Dollar bill graphics on the intake that look like they're getting sucked into the engine was a big hit with onlookers. 1956 Chevrolet Nomad, clearly one of the standouts at the event. John and Sheila Imasio's 1956 Chevy Nomad was a top 10 pick and Builders Award winner. The car is built on an Art Morrison chassis and sports a heavily staggered wheel setup featuring 20 by 12-inch billet specialties alloys in back and 18 by 8s up front. 500 horsepower. Based in Chattaroy, Washington, the snow-white-hued Nomad had one of the smoothest engine bays at the show. It's home to a Jack Gibbs all-aluminum 409-inch V8 engine that's been punched out to 515 cubic inches and makes a claimed 500 horsepower. Innovative intake. The Imasio's 56 runs one of the most innovative and unique intake setups we've come across. The runners have a high-rise intake feel. Red leather. The car continues to impress inside with its classic red leather and quality workmanship. The interior was stitched by JS Custom Interiors. 1937 Chevrolet pickup. More classy, less flashy should be the slogan of Doc Kinney's pristine 1937 Chevy pickup. The paint is gorgeous and its green-gray hue is elegant and refined. 505 horses. This bow tie calls Chilliwack, British Columbia, home. It is powered by an LS7 small block engine. Original equipment in the Corvette Z06. The V8 is rated at 505 horsepower and 470 pounds-feet of torque. Doc's motor has a custom air cleaner and he's had the plastic intake runners painted to match the exterior. Minimalist interior. Kinney's 1937 Chevy interior, a testament to minimalist style, is wrapped in beige leather and features very few gauges or buttons. The quality of the workmanship shines through everywhere you look. Height adjustable. The truck is built on an Art Morrison chassis and features an airbag suspension that allows the ride height to be aggressively adjusted with the push of a button. 1966 Lincoln Continental. Tyree of Scottsdale, Arizona, is rolling the desert gangster vibe hard in his 1966 Lincoln Continental. An iconic platform from the get-go, the Lincoln checks all the right boxes. The paint is sinister, the bumpers are made from composite, the wheels are murdered out Bond Speed 5 spokes, and Ty is running an inboard shock setup. Pristine Bay. The Continental side tilt hood reveals a supercharged 5.8-liter Ford SVT modular V8 engine backed by a 4LR100 transmission nestled in a pristine custom engine bay. Detailed handling. We love the recessed door handles too. 1934 Ford 5-window. Ray Bremner from British Columbia, Canada, used a tried-and-proven recipe with his 1934 Ford 5-window vibrant flame job. This was one of the boldest and loudest cars at the fairgrounds. Z-Cut. The 34 features a steel body, an aggressive 6-inch tilted chop top, a custom frame with Z-cut to get a low, raked look, and a heavy dose of PPG orange tangerine compliments of Ray's custom body and paint works. Zoomy, the 34 Ford's big bore Hemi with a 671 root-style blower boosted to 19 psi generates a 900 horsepower soundtrack through custom-built 2.5-inch Zoomy header-style drag pipes. Butterflies, built by legendary muscle car, the Ford features tons of chrome and polished stainless, as well as little details such as airbrushed throttle butterfly valves that keep onlookers in a trance as they eyeball the old-timer. 1932 Ford 3-window. John Foxley's 1932 Ford 3-window had a great presence in Puyallup. Its period-correct look was more than skin-deep. Small block V8. John, who hails from Pitt Meadows, British Columbia, has installed a 355 cubic inch small block V8 engine with a wicked cool 6-deuce intake manifold that houses 6 2-barrel carburetors. The engine has also been fitted with 49 caddy valve covers. Chop top. The old Ford rides on original 32 rails boxed and swept by John, and the original 32 body has been enhanced with a 34 roof that features a 5.5-inch chop. We love the fine detail in the paintwork. 1968 Chevrolet Camaro. Talk about commitment. What were you doing in 1986? James Nicolaus of Bellevue, Washington, was taking possession of his first car, this 1968 Chevy Camaro. Yep, he's had it for an impressive 31 years, and during that tenure has taken the Chevy from zero to hero. 500 horsepower. He ditched the whippy 250 cubic inch inline-6 engine in 2007 and fitted a sweet 500 horsepower LS3. This is a great technological update to a car that sports original panels, original Grecian green paint, and factory chrome. 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Here's something you don't see every day. Laurie Peterson of West Vancouver, British Columbia, has taken this 1963 Studebaker Avanti to a level all its own. Chevy Engine. A Chevy LS3 crate engine has been coaxed into the engine bay, fitted with a gear-driven Procharger supercharger, and backed by a modern T56 6-speed manual transmission. Orange Infused. The interior has been updated but retains its classy aura. We like the infusion of color from the orange seats and door cards. 1931 Ford Roadster. Neil Cyarmakeski of Port Alberni, British Columbia, left convention in his rearview with this bare metal 1931 Ford Roadster. The Ford rolls on a 32 chassis and is built in highboy style with the body sitting on top of the frame. Ford meets Mopar. We like the Blue Oval's seriously iconic powerplant, a 1957 vintage 392-inch Hemi V8. The Mopar Bullet is backed by a tried-and-proven M21 Muncie 4-speed manual. Industrial feel. The 31 was built by Neil, and we love the custom bead-rolled interior. It perfectly fits the industrial feel of the exterior's bare metal finish. Shifter. We were especially taken by the vintage microphone shift knob. 1931 Ford Vicky. Dennis Akers' 1931 Ford Vicky features a wedged, chopped, and channeled body with French headlights, and a 2-inch chop grille shell. The frame has been stretched 5.5 inches and powder-coated in orange to match the car. Channeling involves cutting long notches, or channels, the length of the body where it would sit on the frame rails. This lowers the body, putting its bottom edge closer to the ground. Detroit Diesel. Motivation comes from a stroke 1956 354 cubic inch Ford truck engine fitted with a Detroit Diesel 671 blower, Donovan valve covers, and custom headers fabricated by Dennis in his home shop in Post Falls, Idaho. 1958 Chevrolet Apache. The luxurious anniversary gold over honey beige two-tone scheme on this pristine 1958 Chevy Apache pickup was painted by its owner Jacob Lusk. Tastefully executed, in comparison to some of the rides at the show, the Chevy is not over the top. The entire truck, home built by Jacob, is extremely well executed from head to toe. A clean recessed firewall provides the backdrop for a 354-inch small block V8 fitted with fuel injection and a nice set of headers. Two-tone. Inside, the truck continues the two-tone paint treatment but is simple in layout and high in function. 1933 Chevrolet Roadster. The glowing paint on Greg and Dottie Meyer's 1933 Chevy Roadster pulled us in like a moth to a flame. The candy tangerine paint by Ben Conley of Ben's Custom Paint in Oregon City, Oregon, accents an all-steel body with hundreds of mods, including pulling the grille bottom out by an inch for that laid-down look. Mirror Mirror. This Tigard, Oregon-based Chevy sports an LS6 V8 engine with 8 chrome stacks that are part of the electronic fuel injection setup installed by Imagine Injection of Glendale, Arizona. We like how the mirror-finished firewall reflects the fully polished engine. 1948 Chevrolet pickup, making the road trip from Eugene, Oregon. Ron and Lois Beard's 1948 Chevy pickup has a chop top and a serious, in-the-weeds hunkered stance. The running gear consists of a 327-inch V8 engine and a 700 R4 automatic transmission. Blue steel. The Chevy Sports Classic scallop accents on a satin-finished blue steel hue painted by custom colors. Rolling stock consists of Wilvan Teaks steelies with full-face hubcaps and wide whites. 1932 Ford Coupe. Doug McClander's 1932 Ford Coupe would have a place of honor in anyone's garage. It has the big burnout-ready rear tires, classic stance, and a punchy Hemi V8 that rodders love. Check your teeth. The pride of Cloverdale, British Columbia, the Ford's 354-inch V8 is beautifully dressed with huge polished valve covers. Big stacks. We love the use of the period-correct Elburn fuel injection setup with stacks that reach to the sky like a grove of old-growth redwoods. 1959 Chevrolet El Camino. Barry and Laura Collier from Des Moines, Washington, got plenty of double takes with their 1959 Chevy El Camino. This bow tie is powered by a 348 cubic inch V8 engine backed by a 4-speed manual transmission. Barry reports he has owned the vehicle for a whopping 47 years. 1965 Chevrolet 2, If We Were Buena, Washington, resident David Story. We'd drive the wheels off this pristine Dover white 1965 Chevy 2. Attention to detail, along with a well-appointed cabin by interior stitches of Bremerton, Washington. The old Chevy runs a 406 cubic inch V8 engine with dual 4-barrel carbs backed by a 4-speed manual transmission. The attention to detail applied under the hood can be seen everywhere you look on the car. 1954 Chevrolet. The clean lines and tail drag instance of Mike Frisk's 1954 Chevy makes it the perfect example of the lead sled movement. A lead sled is based on a post-war 1948 to 1955 coupe. The mods include chop tops, channeled bodies, big grille work and a slammed suspension. 1937 Ford Slantback. Thanks to its laid-back grille and wide fender treatment, Nick and Kim Axman's 1937 Ford Slantback has a sleek, forceful look. Corvette Engine. Peeking under the side tilt hood reveals a small block LS1 Corvette V8 engine. The interior features flowing tan leather. Built in Nevada, based in Washington, the 37 is based in Gig Harbor, Washington, and was built by B&T Custom Rod and Restoration in Sparks, Nevada. 1938 Graham. This is not a hovercraft. Steve and Carla Howard from Edmonds, Washington, may say they're floating on the clouds in their 1938 Graham, but they're just describing their state of mind. Art Deco. Fitted with Ford 5.0-liter V8 engine and AOD transmission from a late-model Mustang, the car possesses a decidedly Art Deco interior. Time? No need asking the time in this ride. 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air. Bill and Jeannie Thornton of Issaquah, Washington, drive their 1956 Chevy Bel Air on a regular basis. It has become a common sight at many local shows. Ornamental. We love how the Chevy Stout 480 horsepower LS3 small block V8 engine has been dressed up using a Tri-5 hood ornament. 1959 Chevrolet Sedan. Don Farrelly's 1959 Chevy Sedan delivery is all about the paint. The black base color and lively green flames were pulled off by Henson's Auto Body, with airbrushing by Jason Prouty. The 59 runs a 402-inch big block by John Paws, a Camaro front clip, an airbag suspension, and torque thrust wheels.